Today I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how I made $231,000 with ecom in just 82 days at just 18 years old. So I'm making this video because I feel like a lot of you guys are in the same position as I was when I first started, just kind of in a shitty situation they didn't want to be in. And I'm just making this video to show you guys how fast your life can change. It can go from shitty into a very enjoyable life where you're actually getting fulfilled. So to start off, we got a couple photos of me. This is in August, and this isn't to say how whatever, but this was me. I was depressed. I had acne all over my face. You couldn't tell by that photo, but I was broke as shit. I had nothing going for me. I was in university and I was basically cooked. Sorry, I was not in university. Sorry, I was in high school, grade 12, and I was basically cooked. All I cared about was, hanging out with friends and talking to girls and just wasting my time. And you know, I didn't see because I didn't think I was gonna, figure out a way to get out. And I just thought I was gonna go to some bullshit university and transition, started working on myself. This is not the great photo. This is not the greatest photo to show the transition, but started working on myself. Got my first sale on August 17th, 2025. I made $26,000 in a week, August 1st to August 8th. And then this is the number that I told you guys about. August 1st to December 22, that's about 82 days. And we did $231,527.93. It's crazy to say that out loud that I made all of that money in 82 days. But yeah, over the course of this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how I did it. And it's mostly mental. I'm going to obviously tell you guys what I did to get there. But a lot of it is changing your mindset and being able to do things that you weren't able to do before. A lot of you guys probably think, oh, like, let me just, follow the exact action steps that you did. But to be honest, the best action step for a lot of you guys is to really just change the way that you think. And that's kind of what I'm going to try to do over the course of this video. And of course, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do it as well. But yeah, that's exactly how we're going to get into it. So yeah, let's go to it. Okay, so phase one was brain fogged and I was confused. And kind of this timeline was from September 2024 and honestly all the way into May 2025. So to kind of give you guys a picture in what my life was then, I was in high school and I didn't want to go to university simply because I was shit at school. And I'm not stupid, but I felt stupid. I never did good in any class, not because, I couldn't do it, more so like I was overstimulated. I don't know if you guys have that issue where like you don't think it's too hard to like do the work. Like the work itself isn't hard, but you actually working on it is hard. That was what I was going through. I couldn't come to class. I hated it. I was always skipping. When I was in class, I wouldn't be paying attention. I would be scrolling in the back, messing with my friends. I hated school. I knew I had no future in school. I had no sense of direction, man. That's the really big thing. I had no one telling me what I should do. I had no idea what I should do. Everyone was telling me different things. Everyone was telling me, "Oh, go into trades, do this, do that." I didn't want to do any of it, man. But I knew I was cut out for something better. In the back of my mind, I would always, go to sleep and I'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong with me?" Like I would wake up in the morning and doom scroll. I would wake up in the morning and the morning would be 2 p.m. Right? So I knew I was better than that. I tried making money on the side, kind of foreshadowing to now. I always kind of wanted money. And before I even get to all of this, the store probably looks fucking weird because I'm cropping it up. I can't actually leak my actual store, but I know a lot of trolls are gonna come into the comments, saying, "Oh, you're capping, inspect element, whatever." I can refresh this shit, and yeah, like I'm not capping. But yeah, back to the video. I did reselling, sports betting, and just some random stuff, but it was all useless, right? So, kind of go some deeper into this. I never felt like I had energy. I ate bad food all of the time. I spent all my money on nonsense. I always felt tired. Honestly, I was just depressed. As a man, it's kind of hard to sit here and say I'm depressed. I was depressed in this time, and a lot of you guys, knew me during this time. And like, you might say, "Oh, you weren't depressed, you're fine." But when I would get home and I just look into myself in the mirror, I was not happy with who I was because I knew I was so much better than that, and I am so much better than that. Um, but yeah, that was kind of my mindset. Here's some photos of me, hanging out with some friends. I'll get into the situation with this girl later. Obviously, this is a year ago, but yeah, vaping and just doing shit that a normal teenager does, right? So I was also in a weird position with this girl. I know a lot of you guys can also probably relate to that. To be honest, I was just pretty lazy with everything. the girl, I can't blame it on her, but the girl definitely did make me lazy. I, would skip school and skip lifting to hang out with her. It felt comfortable, girls always make you feel comfortable. You guys probably know what I mean. It's always, cool to lay up with a girl or text a girl, whatever. But it just felt wrong. Like, I don't deserve that yet. Um, so that was a situation that I was in, some shitty situation where a lot of my friends were kind of in this situation. So I didn't know kind of what I was doing was so bad. It was more so like everyone was doing it, so I thought, oh, I'm chilling. Like, I don't know. In my mind, I was just like, I had no sense of direction. So why I think I got into this position. So if you're not in that position now, why do I think that you can get out of it? And why do I think you can avoid it? These are kind of the main things. So scrolling, scrolling is something that I still deal with to this day. It's still my weak point. It takes up so much of my time. It makes me so unmotivated, and it just makes you like a bitch, to be honest. Like, I recommend deleting socials if you can. I post on social media, so I can't really, but I mean, you guys like don't need it. So I would not have TikTok. I would not have Instagram. I would not have Snapchat. You just become a loser. All these people that you text, all these people you send reels to, they're not helping you get to where you want to be. In a perfect world, you can have that stuff and enjoy it. It's made for a reason. It does have its benefits, but it's not gonna help you. As you can see, 11-hour days on my phone was just cooked. Bad influences. So during this time, I was surrounding myself with bad people, to be honest, or not necessarily bad people. People had no direction, and that was me, right? People like me. This caused me to not have a feeling of being left behind, just because like everyone else was in the same position as me, so I wasn't really left behind, right? Um, but that was necessary in this time, like to be able to pull out of a position like this. I needed to have a sense of like, fuck, like I need to catch up because what's going on, right? I was left to myself, to be honest, doing absolutely nothing. Um, but I was surrounded by people at the same time, so it didn't even feel bad necessarily. It was a really cooked situation, and then overall, just a lack of discipline. This is the biggest thing. Let me move over. Hold on. It's the biggest thing, in my opinion. If I had a stronger foundation of discipline, I think I could have avoided this position completely and never even got into it. Um, you know, I knew I had to make a change, but I never did it, and that's fully just discipline, right? This weak mindedness of me just caused me to hate myself and just feel sympathy instead of getting up and making a change, which, as you'll see, is what I did. This whole video is to motivate you guys and prove that you can do it too. Okay. So this is phase two. This is awakening, where I woke up. I said, wake the fuck up. And I did. And this is June 2025. And as I say, I got into this phase with a phone call from my boy. Shout out to John if you're watching this. Um, I'm not gonna say you caused all this success, and I'm not saying I'm super successful, but um, yeah, I mean that call really did spark everything. He basically told me straight up on this phone call that I was wasting my life and the potential. He told me all the time. He'd always say like, "Bro, you're too smart to be a degenerate. You're too smart to like not be doing some cool shit. You're too smart to not be making money." Um, and this woke me up. This made me realize like nobody is coming to save me. Like John is somebody that like cares for me and actually knows me. And even him, like the only thing that he can do is recommend me to do something. If I'm not gonna do it, he can't help me. Right. So that woke me the fuck up. Less like literally no one's going to save you. Your parents are not going to save you. Your teachers are not going to save you. Your friends are not going to save you. Your little siblings are not going to save you because they don't know the situation that you're in, and they also don't see your vision, right? They might mean well, but they can't actually do stuff for you, and they can't actually, send you in the right direction. You have to do it yourself. So honestly, that phone call, I mean, obviously it was a longer phone call than just that, but immediately after that phone call, I got the fuck off of my ass and started to take action. And I have in brackets there, that's a life cheat code. You know, if ever you're going through some shit or like something is wrong, like the best thing that you can do is literally just get the fuck off of your ass and try. Try something, even if you fail. You'll feel better immediately the moment you start trying. To get into this a little bit more, my friend, this is where everything starts. Okay, my friend told me to try dropshipping. I had nothing better to do. I thought I would give it a try. Like, fuck it. To be honest, in my mind, I was like, bro, dropshipping's dead, blah, 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 blah. But on the other side of my mind, I was like, like it's not like I'm doing anything. So I might as well like try it, right? So I was like, fuck it, I'm trying. So yeah, I had nothing better to do. I went through a bunch of random YouTube guides and I actively took notes. And I was genuinely working towards something. And although I wasn't seeing results right away, it was real dopamine. Um, and I was getting better every day. So that felt really, really good. This is some notes of me, watching some YouTube video. Um, but yeah, um, I also did a dopamine detox. This is the biggest step in my journey, and I'm gonna tell all of you guys watching this video: get on a dopamine detox. If you think you can't achieve your goals, if you think you can't bring yourself to do work, get on a dopamine detox. Do it properly. 1 week of hardship. After that detox, your life will change. Um, Basically, I explain it here, but I'm not a scientific guy. But all I know is if you do a dopamine detox, you'll be able to work on shit that you didn't want to do before. For example, like drop shipping. If I were to try to drop ship when I was in that like cooked phase that I was telling you guys about where I was constantly overstimulated. Like a lot of you guys watching this video right now are probably like, bro, like this is so boring. I gotta click off. That's the dopamine talking to you. This video is more stimulating than it should be. Like this is high stimulate video, but because you guys are fried off of the TikTok and the Instagram reels, this is like nothing to you. But yeah, so getting it on a detox allows you to kind of do things that are worthwhile, even if you don't want to do them. These are the rules of my dopamine detox. If you guys want to like screenshot it, it was pretty intense. It was only a week. Girl situation. So, you know, tightened up on this. So I know I couldn't keep leaking time during this time. Um, Time, energy, attention to her. Shout out to her. You know, nothing wrong with her. Shout out to her. So I told her, we have to take a break. She didn't take it well, but I had to do what I had to do. And it wasn't anything where it's like, okay, fuck you, like bye. It was more so just like, let me lock in for a bit, let me see where I'm at, and then I'll holler at you in a little bit. Here's me 7 months ago making my vision board of 10K a month. I mean, it's crazy. It literally says 7 months ago right there, and now I'm doing what I'm doing now. 10K a month is so past me now. It's crazy. It's crazy. I got a job as well. So I had some extra time and I didn't want to waste it. So I got a job in my local grocery store and I started working 25 plus hours a week, stack as much as I could. Obviously, you know, in the future, it ended up working because I was paying for ads and I was negative before I went positive. So getting a job, I would recommend to all of you guys. You need money to start. So stop being a bitch and get a job. Um, but yeah, here's me working. Yeah, this was crazy. This was a crazy time, that ass. And then I ran up my first store. This was a huge, a huge starting point. I sold these necklaces. Shout out to these necklaces, bro. Like first product I ever sold organically. I think I got like 3 sales on this shit. Um, Took an organic approach, made my first store. Didn't see results, but the detox does make you resilient. Like when you're on a detox, you're willing to fail and fail and fail and fail and fail, just because like you're getting dopamine from actually putting work in. So you guys got to do that. You know what I mean? This was sick. Whole city saw it, so it was a human respect thing. People saw me doing some shit. They might have thought it was goofy, but I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna keep doing it. So what I learned from this whole shit, I basically learned that I had a hidden work ethic. Past the stimulation, past the bad influences. When I was able to, you know, see past it and like lock in, I was able to unlock a side of myself that I'd never seen before. And I learned so much about myself. And I realized that, the hard work that you put into yourself feels better than anything that you'll ever do. Anything with a girl, anything with a drug, anything with a friend. The work that you put into yourself, genuine hard work, is the best dopamine you can get. It's the best dopamine you can get. So y'all remember that. Y'all write that down. A mindset shift happened. Throughout my whole life, I've been so slave to like other people's opinions. I would like refrain from doing things. I would wear certain things. I would, you know, try to act a certain way because I'd be worried about what people thought of me. All of this changed. You guys, that has to go away fast as fuck. If that's you, if I just described you, that has to go away fast as shit. I no longer cared about what other people thought about me, because I knew that what I was doing was good. Right? This is the most freeing feeling ever. I 100% recommend it. Get on a dopamine detox, work hard as shit, and forget about everyone else. This thing too. Some mental notes that I had during the time. Honestly, at this point already, I knew I was gonna break through. Obviously, at this point, I still hadn't made money yet. No money was in my account. I was going negative. I wasn't sure that if I was going to break through on organic, but I knew I was willing to do whatever it took to succeed. So I literally knew that it was just a matter of time before I actually started seeing the fruits of my labor. I would literally be up at 2 a.m. with a 8 a.m. shift the next day, just thinking, like manifesting what my life would be like when I, saw all of these results. I knew it was gonna happen before it even happened. So I was locked in, and this is phase three. This is where the shift happened. Okay, phase three. After I was already locked in. Yeah. So this was between September and October. So this was a pretty fast shift. Um, this phase was not too big. I got into this phase because organic was not working. Organic's dead. To get to the drop shipping, switch you a little bit. If anyone tells you organic is working printing, don't listen to them. It's dead. I've tried it. I know people that have tried it. It doesn't work. Obviously there's going to be some people that are doing it, but it doesn't really work. There's way more. There's way more opportunity in paid ads. You can make it work in organic if you want to fucking try it for 5 years if you want. Then you might find a winning product in 5 years, but it doesn't really work. I switched to paid ads. I learned meta ads. I learned how to callow trench. I learned the hybrid store method, and I really just grinded. I put in so much work every day. I'm talking 8 to 10 hour days every day, man. I was locked in. I was researching. I was learning. Yeah. So tested 3 products a week. At the start, I was getting slow stale sales. Nothing was really sticking. I was kind of breaking even or, a little bit negative. But I learned how to read ads. I learned how to optimize stores, conversions, everything, and nothing was hitting. But, I kept working. I knew that I could see like my knowledge increasing, even though my bank account wasn't increasing. And it was just a matter of time, right? So kept working. As you can see, some screenshots here. Spending $100 in one day was kind of weird. My first order, I think. I don't know if this was my first order. I don't know why I put this here, but yeah, I was getting like one order days. I think I had like a kind of a breakthrough day here where I did like 500 in sales. And this I had, and like this, I made like 2K, whatever. Nothing crazy. I kept grinding in silence. That's another thing. I ate clean. I worked out really consistently. I kept my job. I wasn't quitting my job. I wasn't making enough money to quit my job. Honestly, I was still negative, so I needed that money. All of the money that I was making from my job, I was putting straight into the business. I wasn't eating out. I was broke. Like I was broke, broke, broke. I was living like a hermit, bro. I ignored everybody and like dialed in. That's literally what I did. I ignored everybody. I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't have any friends. Um, I was just locked in, bro. I was so dialed. Um, and this is before I kind of go further. Like you see me now, and again, I'm not trying to say this to be cocky, and I'm humble with it too. Like I know I'm in the grand scheme of things, I'm nothing crazy, right? But I know that I'm gonna evolve into something even crazier. But for even now, like I am humble, but I'm still real enough to know that like I'm not the average 18-year-old, right? Like there's so many 18-year-olds that aren't in the position they would really want to be in the position. So if you're 18 and you're looking at me and you're thinking, oh, like he just got lucky, this, that, like you don't know what my life was like before I got to this point. It's not just sunshine and rainbows. Like you're gonna have to put in pain, right? So keep that in mind. Don't just go into ecom thinking it's going to be easy. Like there's a learning process for everything. And obviously I'm not going into the exact details right now, but just keep that in mind. It's not that easy. Overall, I was itching to find my winner. I knew I was ready to scale. The issue was simply I hadn't found the winning product. But like I said, theme of the video, I stayed learning and disciplined. I was still ready at any point. I was still ready to learn. I was still ready to, hone my skill, no matter if I was making money or not. Okay, phase four. This is what you guys have been waiting for. Scale. It is now December 26th when I'm recording this, but yeah, this went from September to now. I'm still scaling it. All of the work that I had done the past 4 months, I finally found my winning product. First day I tested it was September 25. Immediately saw profits day one, and I scaled very fast. So I'm gonna just show you guys. So this is the timeline of scaling. I'm not gonna go over all of it, but basically, you guys can read it. I made 23. I made, I don't know how much I said I made. 15, 25, like 28K this month in profit. But yeah, this was day one of me running it. And you can see like I did like a 3 ROAS, and then I don't really show, but yeah, like week one, I did 26 bands. This was October one, so it didn't wasn't week one of the product, but like I scaled it quick as fuck, right? Week 9 to 16, I did 26 bands again. Look how consistent that was. Literally 26, so consistent, right? And then yeah, the whole month I ran up 100 bands. So yeah, all of the work that I had done for pretty much no money, all of the work that I did starting in fucking May, June, when I started everything, when I was dialed in and I made no money and I actually lost money, it all paid off. It all came back. It all circled back to that moment right here when, you know, I started making money. I made 20, I don't know if I did the math wrong, but I made around 23K profit in 1 month as an 18-year-old who just a few months before had no sense of direction in their life. I made $0, $0 in the month of September. Zero. Or maybe a couple thousand because I did start scaling very late in September. Or let's just take August. I made $0 in August. I was red in August. And then I made $23,000 in October. I want you guys to understand that. Like, it's linear. It doesn't just go up like this, like this, like this. When you find your winner and all of that work is compounding, like you're grinding, it scales up like that. You're just, bam, you're gone. And you will forget all of the times that you struggled, all of the times that you thought that it wasn't worth it. All of those times you forget about immediately because you're thinking, fuck, I just made 23K. And all of the time that you spent working, all of the sudden it becomes worth it. And that's the beauty of it. Like, I can't even tell you guys how like good it feels. It felt to be in that position where fuck, like I was just in high school 5 months before October, bro. High school. And I made 23K in a month. Like, do the math on that. How much is that per year? Like, doctors are making that shit off of years of experience. I don't have to go to university for this shit. Just want you guys to like actually deep that. Like, 23K. And I know it's crazy with all of the people driving Lambos and shit, but a lot of those people aren't showing the real, like, the raw reality of what it takes to make money. And like, for me to make 23K, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Halloween got me a 7K day. It's creative, crazy creative that day. Um, and then, yeah, so I learned a bunch of different scaling strategies in this time. It's a different game, obviously, testing versus scaling. Learn how to like manage budgets, set up subs, AOVs, LTVs. You guys know all this stuff. Added upsells, set up email, SMS marketing. And before I was testing and now I'm, running a brand, right? So I learned how to run a successful ecom brand, not just some, drop shipping store, nothing, right? So I was actually dialed. I was actually ready and I was just super hyped. And people started to notice and congratulate me. Felt weird and fake, to be honest, because I never expected this. When I was grinding, you guys can go to like the first video on my IG. Um, it had more shares than it did likes. It hurt. It kind of hurt because I was like, damn, like they see I'm trying to do something for myself, and they're just making fun of it. And I know it wasn't just my friends. I know there's a lot of other people that they might not have been like making fun of it per se, but were amused by it at least, and that's cool. Like I don't want them, it's okay to be amused by something, but they weren't really taking it serious, right? And again, not gonna show no names, but I would get messages like this. I would get messages like this. I would get messages like this and this. People trying to be buddy buddy to me, and this was in October, bro. Like, and again, this is before I've bought my car. This is before I've, you know, basically like showed the world that I have money. Like now, today, right? Today, I'm getting so many more messages than this. Like, it's insane. It really is insane. Um, but yeah, even in October, I was getting these messages. Obviously, today it's even worse. So I can't even imagine when I buy my car. I can't even imagine when I, make these big purchases and people actually see it. But it's weird. People switch. People switch, man. Yeah, little progress update. Kept scaling this product and printing off of it. So I ran up 75K rev in November. It was a rinse and repeat cycle at that point for this product. I was just adding creatives, pretty much running off subscriptions and just chilling. 75 bands, as you guys can see. I also run, yeah, I already said this, but yeah, 35K, 30K profit every single month. And it's currently 15. So yeah, I made this board. I fucked up, guys. I made this board. I ain't gonna lie. This is a video supposed to come out a while back, but yeah, I made 15 days in December. Obviously, this is the 26th now. I'm filming this right after Christmas, so Merry Christmas to you guys. But yeah, we made 40K. I think I don't even know what I'm at right now, to be honest. But we're printing. Yeah, testing. Obviously, we're still working, but we're printing. Overall, like this method doesn't just work for me. Um, to be honest, I've taken a few students, and let's just say they didn't have to go through everything that I did. So yeah, I teach students the whole process, which is like ads, finding winning products, building stores, everything, without having to go through all of the hardship of like wasting your time with organic, or like fucking wasting your money on ads without knowing what you're doing, or anything, like any bullshit, right? So some case studies. Jackson, he's literally in university right now. He's my age, right? And he's making 20K weeks from his dorm. Um, Obviously, never thought he'd be making 20K. And guys, stay posted. I'm gonna post interviews for all of these guys, so you guys can kind of have a better, understanding of what it's actually like to be one of the students of me. But yeah, it blows my mind how fast these people are learning. Because, bro, I started teaching this guy like barely a month ago. It makes me feel slow because it took me 4 months. But yeah, 20K in a week is fucking crazy. Um, this guy Nathan, he had no idea what dropshipping was 3 months ago, and now he's clearing 16K weeks with no issue. Um, Shout out, obviously, Steven. He joined 24 days ago, guys. He joined 3 weeks ago, and he had no idea what dropshipping was, and it's less whelming numbers. But 8K in 7 days, I'm sure a lot of you guys would kill to make 8K in 7 days. Um, and all these people are really learning the exact same strategy that I made to make this money. It's the exact same thing, and you guys can too. So I just want to, shameless little plug here, but I am opening 3 spots this month to personally walk students through the exact system I run. And like I said, ads, winning products, building source, everything. So if you're interested in learning from me one-on-one, obviously it's one-on-one, so it's limited spots. But I'm going to drop the application form in the description. So if you are interested, you can go ahead and fill the form. Obviously, limited spots to see if you qualify. But yeah, to go back to the video. This is phase five, the future. So this is January 2026, 5 days from now. I'm fucking so excited for January. To I don't know when, but yeah, for now we'll just say to I don't know. But yeah, overall, just like the main message of the future is like I don't want to be satisfied, or I don't want to be complacent or nothing. Like if you thought I'm satisfied in any way, shape, or form, then you've gone mad, right? So to be honest, I've accomplished more things and proved to myself that I can actually accomplish things. The only thing that I have changed in terms of my mindset has been the fire to be even better than I am. So yeah, in the near future, I want to run up multiple stores, scale multiple brands, turn them into real brands, and ultimately exit multiple businesses for millions of dollars. I want to learn how to expand my palette from just dropshipping to other spaces in ecom. And I would just want to become overall way more knowledgeable on the subject. The beauty of e-commerce is it's really never ending. Like everyone has shit to learn, right? So, you know, everyone has stuff to learn. So I'm trying to like be the best that I can every day. Um, so yeah, overall though, guys, to sum her up, it's been a long time. It's been 30 minutes so far, but I made this video to motivate you. Yes, the person watching this. If you're watching this video, you're watching it for a reason. If you got this far, you got this far for a reason. You're likely in a position that is similar to where I was in phase one, where you're not dumb, you're smart, you're a smart guy, you're capable, but your surroundings and your mindset and your phone, maybe some girls too, is holding you back. So if you actually want this for yourself, money, freedom, happiness, good dopamine. I don't know, a lot of you guys have not even probably experienced good dopamine. If you want to experience that, I'm living proof that it only takes a couple of months. It doesn't take years, it doesn't take a decade. I went from nothing, I went from degenerate sports betting loser to crossing like 30, 40K months with ease. With ease. So instead of just thinking, it's too hard, how about you? Yes, you, the person watching it, this applies to you. Get up and get to work, because no one's going to get this work done for you. No one's going to tell you what to do. You have to figure it out yourself. So, overall, thank you guys for watching. I make this video out of love because I do want people to get to a spot where they can be in a position like me, where they're in such a fucked up position where they don't want to be in it. Like, a lot of you guys are in a position where you don't want to be in it and you don't understand how you can get out. And I'm telling you, it's just one decision away. Um, like I said, guys, if you want to learn from me directly, link is in the description to apply. Other than that, though, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. Let's take 2026